Hi, I'm Jessica Safley, and I am the Outreach and Diversion Director here at Mary's Place. So our outreach team works as part of the three-pronged approach with Mary's Place by providing a diversion from shelter. And so our whole goal is to meet families where they are, whether they're being in encampments, living in their car, camping around the King County area, to find a good housing solution for them. We know that the best place for a family is in their own home, and so we work really hard to find that solution that's going to work best for them. We understand that living outside is traumatic. Housing is a priority. We can help a family get into childcare or to get employment, but when they don't know where they're going to sleep that night, they're not thinking about anything else. They're cold, they're hungry, they're tired. If we can take care of that most basic need, everything else can fall in place in time. So the number one way that families come to us is through our mobile outreach portal on the Mary's Place website. So anyone can make a referral through that portal. We'll send a staff member out to meet with the family, see what their needs are, and see if they're interested in working with us. Some of our families are very quick, and so they already have a housing solution in mind, and so we'll work with them to make sure that that's a good fit for them. We'll come alongside and help them move in. Sometimes they don't have a housing solution in mind, and we'll continue to work with them to find what will be best for the family long term. A typical day of an outreach specialist can certainly vary. They are on site 2 days a week at the Ellen Family Center to meet new families that might come in, but when they're not here at the Ellen Family Center, they are out in the community. So our hope and our goal is to meet families wherever they are, because we don't want coming to us to be the barrier. So we go to them. And we always will ask them beforehand, do you need supplies? Do you have food to eat? And we'll bring that to them. They'll do housing assessments, calling landlords, helping them with whatever it is that will help them find the right housing solution. Additionally to anything that's like ancillary to housing. So if they are needing to help re-signing up for food stamps, they'll help them through Washington Connections, getting food stamps, Medicaid, helping them enroll their children into school. These are all very valuable and very important and urgent aspects for our families alongside housing. So when we talk to families, what we find is a very common theme is that the cost of living is just so high. So we're finding a lot of families that are saying, hey, I was working and then my car broke down and then I wasn't able to get to work, or gas prices are so high. I can pay my groceries, or I can pay for my gas, or I can pay my rent, but I can't do all three. And so we're really working to figure out what can we do within a system where costs continue to rise and people are so heavily rent burdened. A lot of what we're trying to do with our families is making sure that we're connecting them to benefits, that we're talking to them, we're budgeting, we're figuring out how can we wrap around you and make sure that you are supplied with the right kind of community supports, so that if your kid gets sick, who do you call? If groceries continue to rise, how do we budget for that? Can we get you some support so that you can sustain your housing after moving in? One story that really sticks out to me is a family who heard of Mary's Place and had come here specifically because he said, hey, I need a place to stay for my daughter. So they came to the Allen Family Center. I believe that they started at the library, and the librarian said, this is where you can get help. So they came to our door. It was about like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He said his daughter was very sick, that she needed heart surgery, and was really struggling, and so we needed to figure out a solution. And so we got them in, we made sure that they knew they could take a shower here, that they were safe, and that we were going to continue to work with them no matter what. If it meant that night we were going to have to get them a tent, that they would come back every day and we would continue to walk alongside them until that solution was found. But I called Sherry and the intake line, and we started making phone calls, and we were able to get them in to regrade, which was amazing, and the father was really grateful. He has a plan forward for working and taking care, but his entire focus was, I need to make sure my daughter can get the health care that she needs, and we were able to make sure that they didn't have to sleep outside that night. Looking at families as a whole and figuring out what do they need to really not just survive, but move into thriving. I feel really enriched by this work because I know that we are providing that most fundamental step in order for them to really move into being fulfilled and to enriched and have that sense of community. And so that's what we do here in the outreach team.